And welcome back to Tyranny. I opted to go with this because, yeah, that was not fun with that last fight in Pathfinder Kingmaker.
I got it.
Oh boy. Hail, Fatefinder. Camp's on up ahead. Don't mind us just clearing out the rabble. I still don't understand what I've done to offend. I respect that these are now disfavored lands, that I'm happy to give the Legion a proper toll, but she's going on about trading rights. What nonsense is that? I'm not allowed to trade one thing for another? It's not like I'm selling weapons to angry peasants or anything of the sort. The Overlord regulates all trades. If you lack the proper permits, your goods are forfeit. Trade permit? Well, how was I mean, to whom would I speak for such a thing? Not us, and not our problem. Maybe march your butt to Bastard City and plead your case before Tunon. But we'll lighten your burden and relieve you of your wares first. That should make the long trek a bit more bearable. Anything to be argued before Tunon may be argued before me. What's there to discuss? We should kill this mongrel and... If the Fatebinder wishes to weigh in on the matter, courtesy demands we listen. This is a disfavored matter, but I know the agents of the court do so love to throw their judgments around. Well, you could rob me now and of my supplies today, or you can leave me alive and have fermented honey all year long. I even know a few family recipes for painkillers and healing drafts. Certainly any army will need those. What a coincidence. Your family recipe for wound paste smells just like the Scarlet Fury's own concoction. Where'd you steal this? I don't know what you're getting at. How stupid do you think I am? Slow down, I'll tell you everything, just don't hurt me. I found most everything out in the forest of the valley. I'd keep my head low when I heard the sounds of combat, then I'd take a look and grab whatever wasn't claimed by the first victors. So then you stole from the disfavored dead. How else did you get your hands on that iron? You would come here and sell us our own armaments. If anything is an owner, I will return it, but this iron would have turned to rust if left in mud of the battlefield. The disfavored are few in number, is that not right? You need a man like me to gather up supplies that would otherwise go to waste. The disfavored will tolerate your presence, but you will pay them handsomely for such charity. We will? We will. It sickens me to make exceptions for this vulture, but if you'll supply the disfavored without profit, perhaps this indiscretion is for the best. It's not like our larders are overflowing. A work slave to scrounge provisions would be an asset. Thank you for interceding on my behalf. I know my life will now depend on showing the disfavored due gratitude for suffering my presence. If I must grovel a bit to earn my daily grain, so be it. Well, interesting. I kind of forgot about that entire encounter. Let's see. Here we are. So, disfavored. Oh, nice. Feisty, chaotic actions. Slow down a moment. I know you are both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like a pair of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. What's that? The voices of Nerat told me you've come as a mediator. Concerning the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? Why so suspicious? It's just a feeling I've got. When the Archons are together, the air gets as taut as a bowstring. I can't help but think that no amount of compromise will get them seeing eye to eye. So I invite a mediator from Tunon's court. It just doesn't add up. I'm here to deliver an edict from Cairo. You know what? I don't know. It's one of those where I want to get as much lore as I can. Why do you think the Archons are at odds? I've been with the Scarlet Chorus since the early days of the Conquest, so I can say it's been building for a few years now. There's an energy about those two, like a pair of storms moving to collide. I heard tell that Graven Ash and the Voices of Norat shared some bad blood in the Northern Empire, but I don't know the particulars. That's absurd. If the Archons cannot put the past behind them, they're unfit to command. Quick to anger, are we? I'm not disagreeing with you, but I would take care where you speak your mind. Someone is always eager to report slander to their favorite Archon. What else has the Voices of Norat told you? Only that I could find you in the Edgering ruins. Truthfully, I would have picked you out of the crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. I'm gonna try the lie simply because I want to get the lore up. Is that all? I can understand why Tunon would worry himself over resources, but we have the richest. Not to mention if you say that's the case, I'll go along with it. I really ought to be meeting with the Archons. One last thing. Be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head.
Fatebinder. What do you need?
Tell me something about yourself.
Yeah, if you insist. I'm a Scarlet Fury. That should raise some flags for you. It means that I'm good at killing, and more importantly, that I enjoy it. What I won't enjoy are the pleasures of funerary rites packed with weeping mourners. Someday I'll fall in battle, and then they'll roll me into a mass grave or heap me atop a shit-stained wagon. One more anonymous, knife-riddled piece of meat. Until then, I plan to take whatever I can from life and have a little fun along the way.
How did you get conscripted? How did I think you have the wrong idea about me. The course didn't take me as a sobbing maid. I strode into their camp and enlisted. Someone tossed me a deaded blade. I lived through initiation, spent a week butchering my neighbors, and moved on with my new kin. I didn't waste time with goodbyes. My mother had long since died, and the rest of my family were louses. The girl I used to be, even she knew that she was worth more than all of them combined. Tell me about your life before the chorus. Life? What life? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't exist before the chorus. There was some girl in a farm wearing my face and talking with my voice, but she wasn't me. Sometimes she would sneak out at night, take a scythe, and have some fun with the livestock. Our shared interest began and ended there. When the Scarlet Chorus swept through my village on their long trek from the bastard city, that was when I finally woke up. I buried my old life, took red vengeance on anyone who'd wronged me, and found the freedom I could only dream was out there. What of your parents? My mother ran a successful farm, and I worked it for a number of years before I found the chorus. She was a hard, bitter woman. Acted like the world owed her something. Never talked about my father, though I figured out a thing or two about him later on. He was a merchant from the Northern Empire who took a liking to her, and she him. He stayed around only long enough to get what he wanted. But never mind him. My mother never had what you would call taste, so he couldn't have been terribly influential to me if he did stick around. Ever wish you could do things over, end up somewhere other than Kairos' army? That's as naive a question as I've heard. Kairos is everywhere. If you run in the Overlord's army, you're being trampled by it. Of course, I could have labored on the family farm into my maturing years, married some dolt and lived in a nursery of squealing piglets. Having my body torn to pieces by smaller versions of me sounds like fun. Then one day, when I decided enough was enough, I slit my husband's throat over breakfast and ran off to join the chorus anyway. My way saved a lot of time. You're a killer. Better just stick with the course. At least you understand. The course praises and rewards the thing inside me that I would suppress in civilized company. Life is too short to repress every desire, right? Especially if I have anything to say about it. What's the significance of your feathers? Okay, yeah, I'll
You got it.
call that for now. Go no farther. Your approach to sacred... I am Tunon's Fatebinder. Stand aside. I am expected. Giving orders like you own the place already. The Archons are expecting you. You can find them in the war tent. Head straight through the gate and keep going.
I've got it.
Hail to you, guardian of the law. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. Ever make it uneasy? Ever make you uneasy, representing the South in an occupier's camp? Did once, but that was before I got the measure of your patron Archon. Junon speaks with fairness and wisdom. Unlike many of my countrymen, I was able to make this changing of the guard as comfortable as possible. A little treachery can be profitable, merchant. Kairos has the right and proper authority of the realm, my lady. There's no treachery in that. How did you come to work with the disfavored? Let me see your wares. Is there a way to sell the junk, is my question. Let's see. Don't want to sell that one. I am. If Ascension Hall has not been taken by my forces before morning on the Day of Swords, all in the valley when this edict is passed will perish. Okay, I think that one I can sell safely. I could have sworn there was a, like, sell junk button. Oh. Store help. Left click. Maybe not. Yeah, well.
That wasn't so hard.
Huh, I even did it myself. Glory to the voices of Narat. They bind our Gazragar, I presume. I am Bitterquip. Here is emissary of the Scarlet Chorus. What is it like working with the disfavored? Reporting to the Iron Hag is an insult. She fought one duel for her title? One? Her leadership must be continuously proven, earned, and defended. Weakness should bleed to the bottom of the army, not rise to the top. My assignment here is also an insult, but one I will bear for the good of the chorus. If only to see with my own eyes the failure of the disfavored. That will be a fine day. What can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? The chorus is the future of the Tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. How did you come to join them? Let's see. What's your role in the chorus? Tell me about the voices of Narat. Sounds as if you really like the voices. We've been assigned a baby assigned to your hospitality, while you remain on disfavored ground. If you should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What's it like serving with the disfavored? How have your skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers, Marcus? Every battle is a reminder of the Legion's superiority. The Oathbreakers have plenty of heart, but nothing to beat our northern values and Graven Ash's love. If you ever want to enjoy that feeling, I can spare you the time of day to cross iron. Tell me about yourself. You're just bitter that Lord Ash never seems to notice you. In all seriousness, I would take that spear again if it brought honor to the disfavored. Kairos knows we could use it. We're the elite. Lucia, tell me about yourself. I do this, and I do this. Playing host is not my strong suit. Ignore my sarcasm. I've seen the Legion through my share of the campaign. After so much bloodshed, our pretenses of honor can wear me down. The North is my home, and I consider each and every one of the ironclad bastards in this camp to be family. It's handy with a weapon, Lucia. Hey, and if you ever want some pointers on how to use that weapon of yours, let me know. Lucia, are you flirting with Tunon's Fatebinder? Relax, Marcus. There are plenty of camp slaves if I ever need to scratch an itch. Although, if you ever need someone to warn me about a roll, let me know. I sleep in my armor. Hope you don't mind. Why are they disfavored? Okay.
What do we have here?
Oh. Hidden one.
Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I'll head into the tent. Yeah, this is probably going to be a somewhat shorter stream. Yesterday you chided me for wishing to wait. Now you suggest an even longer delay? Perhaps the voices in your skull ought to come to a consensus if you wish to be taken seriously. Good advice is flexible, changing with the moment. Besides, now we're agreeing with yesterday, you... With yesterday you, today... Oh, yesterday you, today you should be happy. Today you should be happy. We know you hate going to the battle without overwhelming odds on your side. If you're so terrified of a challenge, why not wait for your reinforcements? I won't need your heckling. I need your scouting reports. Or better yet, confirmation you quelled the Oathbreakers in the Outer Valley. Oh, that? We will solve that on our own time, in our own time and way. We must make at least a token effort to show them mercy, after all. Mercy? They have already shat upon our mercy once before. These gutter-born South Knobs deserve nothing better than death. Oh, calm down now. We must leave something to rule. Or have you forgotten Kairos' orders? Patience, old chum.
That's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
Cute. Well, granted, I did remember about that, but that is a cute little tactic here. You hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
I always know you've run out of things to say when you resort to mocking my vassals. If we are to speak of treachery, why is it that my scouts see the Scarlet Chorus warriors defecting back to the Vendrian Guard? Your fearsome reputation has gone flaccid, for it seems you cannot control your soldiers, or perhaps you simply choose not to.
Sorry about that, was getting some water. My lords, the Fatebinder has arrived. Oh, perhaps we could table this discussion and let our guest speak?
Speaking of strategic failures, who was it that insisted the valley would need only a token garrison? For some strange reason, we can't seem to recall which balding halfwit grossly underestimated the enemy. Thoughts?
And I thought you had left agents within these tiersmen when they surrendered. Either you failed to see this coming, or you knew and let it happen. Incompetent or in cahoots, either way, this mess has your filthy stink all over it.
We look forward to seeing you explain to Tunon why the Archon of War could not close the vice on this trivial little insurgency. When we are crowned the ruler of the Tiers, we shall have this place renamed to Ash's Folly in your honor.
If I may address the Archons? Bow and salute each Archon.
Ah, the Stormcaller. Conveniently late once more. Our eyes and ears tell us you come bearing an edict. The anticipation is killing us.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Edring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
I require no thanks for doing my sworn duty.
Modesty is your prerogative, but know that cooperation and goodwill have been rarities of late. You do your Lord Tunon a great honor by aiding your cousins in the disfavored.
No, don't mind us while you trade your gushing praise. We're sure the Fatebinder has come because our company lacks in small talk.
I come bearing an edict of Kairos.
For the second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
It seems you need some encouragement to work together. Kairos' edict will end the lives of everyone in this valley unless Ascension Hall is claimed by Kairos' Day of Swords.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Mittani. We lose everything if we stand still. And we move to backup Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time. So we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? The baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
They call you the Archon of Secrets, but you certainly don't seem to know anything remotely useful.
I second the Fatebinder. Thought you had the memories of one of those Oathbreakers rattling about that bronze gourd of yours. Would Kairos' mighty spy master please enlighten this gathering of allies with some scrap of strategic insight?
Uh-oh.
Our river was to be the bulwark. But with the Tidecasters slain, what hope remains? It's so cold in here. Help me. Please.
Our sources tell us the Oathbreakers had some sort of magical trick in store. But this knowledge is tinged with fear, trepidation. If we make a move for the Mittani, we suspect the Oathbreakers will mount a counterattack that is equal parts valiant and futile.
That voice. Who was it?
That was Mittani Yanev, former noble of Apex and one of the leaders of the Vendrian Guard. Back when they were half respectable enemies that knew how to lose with dignity. When the Guard first surrendered, Yanev presented himself to us. What he knew, we now know.
Then enough talking. There's work to be done. My lord, Barrick and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
She's a spy.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
And perhaps, if you continue to show proper fairness to the chorus, we will look past your cruel decision to label our conscripts and spies in Starwood as enemies. Every Fatebinder has their bad calls, even our beloved Stormcaller.
I like the fact that they do plan for that. Oh, what's this one? Swing by the... Okay. Swing by the camp.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment. But I will never understand why the voices of Narot is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective. If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. Sure, my And what of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
I would be honored to help.
Right.
Okay, so Scarlet Chorus scouts failed to report. Why do you think the siege is delayed for so long? It should have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill, but that was before we knew the Vendrian Guard had sages and the Water Witch on their side. Bigger problem is this. Two armies haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why beasts stink. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kairos' peace to the Tears, while the Scarlet Chorus bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the voices of Narad as a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the Chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. Ah, boy. I overheard you asking that Earthshaker where the reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I could lend a hand. Tell me about yourself. He was in the Bronze Guard. So your family must have been with Ash before he was with Kairos. Ah, you know your history. The blood goes back that far. Not the memories, as I only ever knew my father. My grandfather was just a legend. One of Ash's best warriors back before the disfavored were reforged in iron. Bronze Guard. Why not forge bronze? Yeah, I'm kind of skipping over a lot of this because, let's see. They got an iron shipment stolen. How did you do that? Do what? Back in the Archons of War tent, you cast an edict as casually as reading a supply shipment. How did you do that? Well, I've done it before. Don't I look stupid? You were the one who cast the edicts of storms on Stalwart, didn't you? The one that tore the battlefield apart with a cyclone of Kairos' anger. Oh, call me impressed. Considering that you've read the words of Kairos more than once, I'm surprised that you're even alive to tell of it. Your vocal cords should have turned to ash by now. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. It's just worth recognizing what you've done. Not only are you Tunon's Fatebinder, you're the mouthpiece of the Overlord. Gives me plenty of reason to stick around. You're going places, and I want to see where they lead.
What do you need?
Are you a spy for the Voices of Narat? We'll talk again later. Taking the Outer Valley. Earthshaker reinforcements. I haven't gotten a single core sigil yet. Don't just coddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the momentum. Set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you've lost. How are your warriors reacting to the edict? It was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? This is the second major attack on the river, right? What happened last time? Ooh. Really? We can pass out the blame after the war. Only the Oathbreakers matter now. The disfavored need my help? I see where this is going. I just proclaimed an edict to put a stop to this nonsense. What's the value of taking the crossing? I'll assist. Sweat, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
An honor.
Likewise, good Binder.
Beric, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
I encountered Beric in the Stalwart campaign, though he appears much changed. He's an excellent soldier.
You're generous to say so. I'm afraid I left the better part of myself on the killing fields of Stalwart. But it's still in my pride and honor to serve the Legion. We were on less than agreeable terms during the conquest. You misrepresented the Legion to the Scarlet Chorus when some of our greatest victories took place at Stalwart. A shame you went to battle with your eyes closed. It's just my luck that I'm assigned to one of Tunon's legal clerks. I'm sure you think the rules don't apply to you, but I'm counting on you working with me and my squad to stop these Oathbreakers.
I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side.
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means, what can I do for you?
You seem like a more than capable fighter. Trained with the spear and shield in my youth, but gave it up the day I earned disfavored iron. I can still throw with some accuracy, but it's a challenge these days. Why? Interested in a sparring session? Show me how a northerner would impale a wild boar. I remember the Ash has an unbeatable sword fighting technique. I'd like to know more about you. Did you seek the trade of war, or did it find you? Beric is right. The Scarlet Course is too chaotic to recognize order. Tell me about your name. Bericonen. Bericonen, or something like that. What's the story with your armor?
It is a symbol of Kairos' will, one that I am not likely to forget. I found this armor. Perhaps it would be better to say that it found me during the Edict of Storms.
I proclaimed the edict. Where were you when it struck? I had taken the battle knowing full well that the edict was approaching and the people of Stalwart were prepared. In spite of every setback, my sense of duty compelled me to march on the stronghold in the heart of the realm. Go on. Yeesh. Looks like pretty solid protection. That would be an understatement, if only it protected me from foolish questions. Do you handle your own repairs? I try to keep the surface oil to slow the spreading rust, and I bend the plates from time to time, but repairs? Maintenance? No. If you have any ideas of how to better maintain this situation, I'm open to discussing them. As with all disfavored, I assume you grew up in the Northern Empire? That's right. I grew up in Battle's Rest, then trained at Fort Resolution before they marched me out to support the second cohort. I have to spend my resting years in Fretton Shores, unless of course I die in glorious battle, which would be preferable. Tell me about the disfavored. Have you fought in any notable battles? Tell me about Graven Ash. As an Archon, what magic does he wield? How do you feel about him? How did he come to serve Kairos? Wow. He made the right choice to save his troops. And he would make it again to save any of us. What else do you know of his past? Okay. What can you tell me about your time in the Legion? Iron Marshal. Kair's disciple Radix. What of the Scoutmaster Merrick? Veteran warrior Veremus. I would say the Venerian Guard are really the only guilty party. It was their rebellion, after all. What if a capable Tearsman wished to join? What about me? What if I wish to join? So why is the Legion called the Disfavored? What was the Legion originally called? Voices of Narat. Yeah, this is going to be a long conversation, so honestly, this is probably going to be the rest of the video is just these conversations, and I'll probably stop for the night. Because I figure I may as well talk with Verse as well. Anything of his powers? Yeah, I've seen that firsthand. Do you think I'm just loyal? Heard his tears can turn cheese into milk. That's very amusing, Fatebinder. The Archon Siren. Troops and attacks. Or troops and tactics. What sort of magic do they use? If the course is a mob, how is it led and supplied? Better that the Tearsmen serve Kairos in some capacity than have them rot in mass graves.
Good. Let's move on to another matter.
Tell me of the tiers. Assessment of the local forces. Vendrian Guard. The Unbroken. Ah, yes. The Bronze Brotherhood.
Go on, Fatebinder.
Younger Realms. The Beastmen. Enough about the tiers. What do you think of our circumstances? Thoughts on me and my deeds? Alrighty. Holy crap.
I got it.
Okay, apparently he has something to
You
speak
look as
with.
if you have
Oh.
something on your mind. What can I do for you?
No? No? Huh. Wonder why it looks like he still has something to say, though.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, wow. 3 favor with them already. Not too bad on that.
Fatebinder. What do you need?
Tell me about your time. Oh, are you a spy? That's something that is favored. Anxious connection to his troops. Stranger than heal battlefield wounds? Could that be possible? Who would you see take Ash's place? You take away everything that makes them strong.
The Scarlet Chorus is mostly for madmen and peasants with rusty daggers, but it's also a little niche of freedom that I never had. Once I survived training and met my Scarlet Fury sisters, I saw a different side of the Howling Mob.
Who were your sisters? Who were they would be more appropriate. Three Whispers, Red Geyser, and Seeking Sheath. Best fighters I ever met. There wasn't a foe we couldn't take down together. Our fighting styles complemented perfectly, so we divided up the killing work like Bard sharing a song. At least we used to. What happened to them? We were scouting around Vendrian's Well during the siege, back when we only suspected the Guard of organizing in secret. My sisters and I came upon a group of them, or Kairos knows, maybe they found us. No one said anything. We drew iron and bronze. Your actions were inexcusable for a fighter of your station. You're absolutely right. If I witnessed the same in one of my sisters, I might have even killed her for endangering the rest of us. Good thing for me they didn't get the chance. Hesitation is a rot. It's unbecoming of any chorus member and unheard of in a Scarlet Fury. I would cut it out from my body and cauterize the wound if only I knew its source. Any idea why you lost your nerve in battle? Wish I had an explanation. For the first time, I lost the dance. The song of murder drew silent. Instead, there was only rigid, organized control. Even if the I have more questions about your sisters. Tell me about Three Whispers. Tell me about Red Geyser. Seeking Sheath.
What do you need to know?
Tell me, who are the Scarlet Chorus leaders? The voices. Fifth Eye. How many eyes did the Archons of Secrets have? Oh. Yeesh. Tell me about the gang bosses. You led a gang?
For new recruits shoved to the front lines, training means surviving the first battle. Anything beyond that is for the fighters who show potential, whether as blade dancers or arcane madmen. There's nothing in the world like getting put through the paces as a Scarlet Fury. Every day is a test of your commitment and passion. Failure means death. The first few weeks were the hardest, but also the most rewarding. I earned my name, picked up some quality weapons, and met my sisters.
Tell me about your weapon skills. Tell me about the Scarlet Furies.
The elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus. Your typical Horde recruit fights with a rusty spoon and a chip on his shoulder, but the Scarlet Furies are, well, different. We focus our madness. We coordinate, we kill, we dance. It's like art. Imagine a sculpture that twisted in weird, beautiful angles, and then gutted you too fast for you to realize what was happening.
Sounds wonderful.
It is, as I remind myself all the time. The most important day of my life was when the voices of Nerat recognized my potential and sent me to Scarlet Fury training.
You earned your name? What's your original name?
What do you need to know?
Before, you hesitated when you brought up your fighting styles. Why? Noticed that, did you? It's a matter I'm not used to discussing. Mostly because I don't know how. I mentioned before that I'm good at picking up different weapons and fighting techniques. Truth is, I'm better than good. I could flay a man so cleanly that I'd leave a single strip of skin behind. He wouldn't even need to be tied down. That was one of the first things I discovered about myself after joining the Scarlet Chorus. Have you tried that flaying trick before? Let's just say that when we were... Oh... Oh. Yeah.
What do you need to know?
How is it you picked up your fallen sister's weapon skills? Go on. Exploit the skill to its fullest potential. Well, actually take comfort in that. Your sisters live on in you. Your optimism is cute, Fatebinder, if singularly useless. Won't bring my sisters back, and it doesn't fix this thing in my head I don't understand. I have thoughts about your combat
Do you
abilities.
now? Call me intrigued. You already know that I memorize the moves of my Scarlet Fury sisters. If it seems like a total mystery to me, I don't know how you could have arrived at any conclusions, but I'm open to ideas.
Your talent reminds me of the voices of Nerat.
I hope I didn't hear you say that, Fatebinder, because the implication is more than either of us is prepared to handle. The voices of Nerat is a monster. We both know that Tyranny has never seen a creature more despicable than him. Never mind that he's kind of my boss.
I'm not comparing you to the voices, only this talent you exhibit.
My little talent that latches onto my friends and bleeds them dry, you mean? Because I never asked for it. I've traveled with the chorus for years. I've seen what the voices can do, and it scares me, all right? The idea that everything I am could be reduced to that. If I had that kind of power, if I could become like him, I don't know how I could live with myself. I'd rather drown myself in a camp latrine.
You don't have to become like him. Just be... Well, why such an aversion?
Because the voices isn't... I mean, can you even call him human anymore? Everything I am has led me to this point. I joined the chorus, fought to survive, grew stronger than I ever knew I could be. I never needed to steal anything that made me, me. I don't want to be better by being someone else. The Voices is stronger than anyone and terrifying enough to lead the chorus, but he's also an overgrown parasite. And someday he'll stuff himself so full of voices that he'll burst.
You don't have to become like him. Just be selective.
I'm sure he had the same idea when he got started. But you know what they say about power? It's usually wielded by assholes. My sisters died. You should have seen us. We're amazing together. I didn't mean to take away what made them special, but I did it all the same. And let me tell you, it felt terrible. If I lived a century, I might never figure out how to make that happen again. And more importantly, I don't want to.
What do you think of those who defy Kairos' authority? Fight in any notable battles? You're disgusting. Let's change the subject.
That would be an understatement, and I thought you'd never ask. Since you're obviously at a huge disadvantage, I'll let you pick our weapon of choice.
How about bows? Play target practice.
If you want to risk becoming a pincushion, it's your... You held your own. Call me impressed. Need anything else, or did I tire you out? What did you have in mind?
Alright, now I
You
might
look
be
as
able
if
to...
you have something on your mind. What can I do for you?
Oh. Crap. So I only get one or the
You look as
other?
if you have... What can I do for you?
Dang it. I just got ranks in something I don't have.
I got it.
Alright. Oh, nice.
It's all in the reflexes.
Feel like I ran across you. Farewell. Not sure where I got that from. Yeah, all of those are locked in. Oh. Though, kind of spoilers, I think. Oh, nice. Okay. I gotta look this up real quick. Okay. Well, I don't know. Alright. So, yeah, thank you all for joining me, and we'll pick up tomorrow with the Scarlet Chorus Camp. It'll likely be tomorrow evening, so I'll see you then.